Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin, hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody, this is Rick. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Today I'm going to make some pozole for you. It's a Mexican pork soup, and rumor has it that it's really good for curing hangovers. Of course, I wouldn't know, but that's just what rumor has it. So you can take that for what it's worth, but it's real easy and it's very, very delicious. It's made with pork bones and broth and that sort of stuff. But today I'm going to make it in an InstaPot. Normally in Mexico we used to cook it 4 to 6 hours. But in an InstaPot, you can make it, and it's really, really good, in about an hour and a half or less. So let's give it a try, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, here are the ingredients that are going to go into the pozole. These are pieces of pork. There are some feet in here, some spine. Mainly bones and stuff like that, so it'll give up some good collagen. So we're going to put those in here. We'll put those in the bottom. And then we have 2 onion halves that are just going to go in whole. And I have, this is a whole clove of garlic. I've made kind of like a bouquet garni with this, because we're going to be taking some of this out and the chilies, and we're going to be blending them a little bit later. So I want to be able to get all the garlic out and into the blender. So that's going to go like that. And here are 6 bay leaves and 10 Guajillo chilies that have been stemmed and seeded. So those are going to go in. And then I'm going to fill it up to the fill line with chicken broth. Now you can use water and the dry chicken bouillon if you want. I just happen to have this chicken bouillon around, and so I'm going to use that. So fill it up to the fill line with the bouillon, and then we'll put the top on and put it on pressure cook. So when we get to that point, I'll be back with you. Okay, everything is in the pot, and I put the top on and sealed it, and now turned it on for 30 minutes for pressure cook. Then after it cooks for 30 minutes, I'm going to let the pot depressurize, and then I'm going to take the Guajillo chilies out, the garlic cloves and the onions, and some of the broth, and puree that in the Ninja blender and pour it back into the soup. Then we're going to cook it for another 15 or 20 minutes, and it should be ready. So when we get to that point, I'll get back to you. Okay, the first round has been done, so we'll take the cover off of this thing. Oh yeah. You cannot believe the smell. Okay, so now I'm going to take the chilies out of here. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is take the garlic out, and then we'll put the chilies in the blender along with the onion. There's another one. There's a couple of them there. Get rid of a bay leaf. Another bay leaf. Okay, we'll get this together, and then I'll show you what happens when we blend it up. Okay, I have the chilies, the onion, and the garlic in the top of the Ninja here. And I'm going to add a couple scoops of broth, maybe 3. And then we'll put it on here, put it on the Ninja, and puree it. Okay, there's the beautiful, beautiful sauce. Now I'll pour this back into the pozole, and I'm going to add some more of the broth in here to rinse out the container, get all that goodness back in. Okay, now I'm going to add the, we have hominy, put that in there, and then we're going to add some oregano. Now, you need to grind oregano, like crumble it through your fingers. I just like to do it like this. Okay, now the top goes back on, and we'll put it back on the pressure for another 20 minutes or so, and then it'll be ready to go. So here's the pozole, and we have garnished with a shredded cabbage, radishes, and cilantro. So we're just about ready to dig in. So. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode of My Idaho Cabin. The pozole turned out wonderfully. I think it's super easy in the InstaPot, and everybody just had a wonderful time. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, why don't you give it a try? And remember, the recipe will be right down here, and the subscribe, like button, etc. is over here. Write me a comment. Love to hear from you. One thing about the recipe I'm going to add that we didn't add last night was George suggested that we add a little cumin to the pozole, and I agree with him. I think a little maybe a couple teaspoons of cumin in that pot would improve it. So we're going to do that, but. Anyway, I'll put that in the recipe too. So if you don't like cumin, you can leave it out. It's no big deal. It was the pozole was just great last night. But great soup, and I'm sure you'll love it. So anyway, thanks again for watching this episode of My Idaho Cabin, and this is Rick.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time